Broadcasting from the home of independent storytelling, Champaign, Illinois, it's Camp Nostalgic Saturday morning.
Welcome everyone to the premiere of Camp Nostalgic Saturday morning. My name is Dave Rediger.
My name is Alex Duquette.
And Alex, what are we talking about this morning?
Well, we decided to get our intern Hayden to head out and ask 15 old ladies what they think we should talk about today.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. And I think the answer that they gave might be a little shocking.
Well,
without further ado, most unavoidable neighbor.
Well, there's actually a lot of different kind of neighbors, right?
You know there are. You've got the noisy neighbors, but you also got the nosy neighbors.
The nosy neighbors,
Yeah.
Yes.
You got the ones that always have the broomstick right below you in the apartment, telling you to shut up after 8 p.m.
That's right.
Listen, as a musician, that rings true.
Now, have you ever thought maybe you might be the unavoidable neighbor?
Well, no. I haven't. But now I think about it, most of the time, I probably am because I'm the musician here.
You might want to talk to your neighbor.
I might want to talk to my neighbor about it. Yeah, but see, the thing about neighbors is that there's different relationships you can have with them too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you got the sweet old lady who just wants to knock on your door and ask for a cup of sugar.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know? But
And those are kind of thinning out.
those are thinning out these days.
Yeah.
They really are, actually. I feel like these days, there's just such a big thing around privacy with neighbors. Which privacy is important, of course, but actually, it kind of reminds me, speaking of privacy, I once accidentally walked into one of my neighbor's homes.
Did you really?
I really did. Yeah, so I used to live in an apartment,
Yeah.
and all apartments look the same, right?
Mhm.
So what happened basically was I was going to the post office, that little mailbox section of your apartment complex, and I was heading back to my room, but I was right next to another door, and I accidentally walked into the other door. And for a split second, the television was in the same spot that my television was in. And then I realized my table's not over there. What's going on? And I realized, oh my God, this is somebody else's apartment. So dummy me, I went, sorry. And I yelled sorry before I turned around and shut the door.
Yeah.
I realized I could have just laughed and not said anything.
Yes. Yeah,
But
especially they weren't in there, right?
No one was in there, but the door was unlocked. So it's like, what am I going to, I don't know. But anyway, I should have just left.
So they were probably in the bathroom or something. They randomly heard a, sorry.
Yeah, poor Betty's just trying to enjoy her evening bath, and here I am. Sorry!
Yeah, see, I've actually been on the opposite end of that.
Oh my gosh.
My family and I were just sitting down, just scattered throughout the house, and we've had somebody come into the apartment too, make it as far as the TV.
Just while you're sitting there.
A good 10 feet in the house.
That's 10 feet.
Yeah. And the whole backup, oh, I'm so sorry. But
Yeah.
that's how you die. Right
God,
there.
it is. I mean, if you're 10 foot deep into an apartment, you can do just about anything. So, like, how'd you get rid of him? I'm assuming him. Could have been a female.
It was a him.
Okay.
It happened twice.
Same guy?
It's happened 2 times. No, 2 different guys.
Maybe he told his buddy, hey,
Apartment living, man.
the Rediger's place, their door's wide open every day.
No, I mean, they just kind of backed out, and we were freaked out. Really,
Yeah,
we're like,
sure.
Okay, so we just got a better lock. That's all you can do.
It's kind of funny, actually, small world that we have pretty similar
Yeah.
neighbor stories, except I'm the neighbor.
Well, let's get to the most unavoidable neighbor of all time.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. But right before that, we do have to take a short break.
Yes, you're right. You are watching Camp Nostalgic Saturday morning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Monday on the Mafia and the Rich.
Maurice, I thought you were in a coma.
No, Ma. I was faking it.
Maurice fakes a coma.
You son of a bitch.
What's going on here?
I'm making a house call. Time of death, 8:07.
You're with the Morettis.
Don't miss the return of Dr. Barfoot, Monday on the Mafia and the Rich, only on Camp Nostalgic Studios.
This used to be a strip club, right? Sir, you look like like you've had a good time back in the day. Come on now. Look at this silver-haired son of a right here. Who was your favorite? Was it Mercedes? I heard it was Mercedes. Is this how you two met? Oh my God. How sweet is that?
What's up, everybody? I'm Dustin Danger, and this is Camp Nostalgic Studios, the true home of independent storytelling.
Welcome back to Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning. Today's show is brought to you by the all-new Patricia.
Yes, the Patricia. The Patricia is the latest and greatest in home service AI technology. I mean, you can literally ask it anything. Why don't you give it a shot?
All right. Patricia, how is the weather?
About 2:30.
Okay, well, get yours now. Well, anyway, so on to today's topic. So today's topic, once again, is most unavoidable neighbor.
There we go.
There we go. We're all right in front of us here. Plenty of beautiful faces, if you ask me.
So when you're talking about most unavoidable neighbor, I think you can kind of like break it into brackets, don't you think?
I'd say so.
Like we
yeah.
were saying earlier. You got your nosy neighbors with the Barones here. The Barones, I mean, you got a 3-package deal here.
And not only is it a neighbor, but you got to put the whole mother and father-in-law aspect on top of it, too.
Yeah.
You know, that can play a huge role.
I mean, you got generations of nosy neighbor here.
I would say they're pretty unavoidable. I mean, when you think about it, Deborah wouldn't have anything to be annoyed about if it weren't for her mother and father-in-law coming by. And they're across the street, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's really the worst part here. So how are we going to start dwindling down these characters?
Well, I guess we really need to...
People.
We probably need to maybe set some sort of maybe standard of avoidability, right? Like maybe in terms of how often. But then you got somebody like Roger, right?
Roger, yeah.
No, Roger, don't get me wrong. Go home, Roger. We've all been there,
yeah.
Right? However, it's worth mentioning with Roger, though, that he'll climb up windows. He'll sneak in through the back door. I mean, he sneaks.
So he would fall into the category of annoying neighbors. Maybe like Beans.
Beans annoying.
But Beans is sort of useful sometimes.
Well, maybe we should talk about Ted Malton really quick.
Okay, completely different kind of unavoidable neighbor.
Completely different kind.
He's the one that's going after your wife.
Right. Little creepy. But in terms of overall, if we want to look at it from a more just persistence perspective, well, I mean, he is kind of persistent, actually.
Wilson.
See, here's the thing about Wilson, right? He may be unavoidable, but he definitely doesn't go into the annoying side of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually he's given advice.
The thing about Wilson is Tim has never asked him to go away. I don't think they've ever even had a fight.
Not that I know of.
He's very helpful.
He's very helpful. And it's not really as much as really just unavoidability as much as it is just kind of chance that he's out there at the same time that Tim's out there.
Here's something to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe Tim's the most unavoidable neighbor here. You know?
Oh, interesting.
It's his backyard too.
I mean, they have a fence. It's kind of shared in a way.
And he's behind it. So.
You're right. You know what?
Shredder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a tough one that might be in the running could be Urkel. Urkel's a classic.
Okay, so he falls into that category of destructive.
He's destructive, yeah. But we got to consider his, where he's coming from, though, in his home life. Think about that. His parents don't even want him home until 10 p.m. or afterwards.
Yeah.
They just drop him off. Wilson doesn't go inside your house, but Urkel does go inside the house.
He sure does.
And you know what else?
But I think Urkel knows what he's doing, too. What's his line? Did I do that? He knows what he's doing.
You're right. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Some of these people might not know what they're doing.
And the fact that it's intentional kind of takes away from the unavoidable nature of it. I really feel like being kind of oblivious to it all kind of makes it better, I think.
So on an oblivious level, what about Dennis the Menace?
I was just thinking Dennis the Menace. I really was.
Now this is a completely oblivious kid right here.
He is completely oblivious.
Or maybe he's not.
Maybe he's not. But he loves his neighbor. He loves him to death.
He loves Mr. Wilson.
He loves Mr. Wilson. He wants to hang out with him all the time.
That's right.
Mr. Wilson, I mean, honestly, if you really want to think about it, though, sure, he's wreaking havoc, too. But you know what? Really, Mr. Wilson just kind of got a stick up his butt, I think. You know what I mean?
True.
Because he's just a kid.
I know.
I don't know.
Let's keep him there.
Let's keep him there right now. I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk Flanders.
Flanders, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, this is probably one of the most notable unavoidable neighbors.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, he drives Homer crazy. I mean, just look at him.
He's always annoying Homer. I mean,
Yeah,
all the time,
yeah.
right? Honestly, it's kind of sad because he's really just he's sharing nice information with Homer, right?
He's actually kind of helpful.
He actually is kind of helpful. Yeah, he's trying to kind of give him some insight into his life and
He's
stuff.
got a beautiful family. He's
Beautiful.
a man of faith.
Full head of hair,
Yeah,
unlike Homer.
yeah. You know what I'm actually thinking? Maybe Homer is the unavoidable neighbor.
Swap it out.
All right.
Yeah, swap it out. I think you're right. We should have had him up there to begin
Definitely
with.
Homer.
Yeah, definitely Homer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
all right, let's let him stay there for a little bit. I think that's a good call. But I do want to go back. We were talking about Dennis the Menace earlier.
Mhm.
You know what I was thinking about just a second ago? If you got your Dennis the Menaces and you got your Rogers, right?
Mhm.
And even someone like, you want to grab Kimmy Gibbler here, right?
Okay.
Kimmy
I
Gibbler.
kind of see where you're going with this.
You know what they all have in common?
Huh.
They're literally all kids. So like
You're right. Yeah.
we can't really hold it.
Beans too.
Actually, yeah, Beans too. You're right. We can't really hold it against them all the way. They're kids. They're still learning. Like they're still learning what social cues are and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I know it's kind of a big chunk to pull out, but I think maybe these should all go to the shredder because I mean, some of these are adults and it's a little bit different, and they should know better.
But what about Urkel?
Urkel, well, he gets older.
I think
Yes.
Urkel should stay.
I think he should stay.
Yeah. Kimmy, I've actually, I kind of thought Kimmy was kind of sweet. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, that's fine. Dennis and Beans for sure are
Mhm.
kids that may not know any better. Okay.
You're right.
I think they should go to the shredder.
Okay.
I think they should go to the shredder first. I really do.
You go first.
All right.
All right. Well, Kimmy.
So we got Kimmy and Roger. They're probably closer to the same age,
Yeah.
so we can't maybe hold the kid thing against them so much because they're teenagers. You know what
They're
I mean?
very both go home type of people.
But
you know?
here's the thing, though. Roger's trying, like we said earlier, he's trying to sneak in.
Yeah.
Right. Kimmy, I think she lets herself in, but she's more accepted
Mhm.
in the house. You know what I mean?
She kind of wants to just be part of the family. Roger.
Roger just wants to get
He's
with
a
the twins.
creep.
He's a creep. He just wants to get with the twins.
Yeah.
So,
But pretty unavoidable.
but it's pretty unavoidable. Honestly, Kimmy has better intentions, and I think that she's not viewed as unavoidable as Roger is. I think
Right.
we put Roger back. I think Kimmy's got to go. I think Kimmy's got to go.
Totally right.
I really do.
Yep. Okay. Well,
I think it's
whittles it down.
You know, we haven't talked about Debo yet.
I've been trying not to
Yeah. Well,
Because-
most people don't talk about Debo.
because Debo is terrifying.
He's horrifying. Yeah. In fact, though,
Street bully.
he's a street bully. He takes the bike everywhere.
Mm-hmm. It
Right.
takes your bike everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had a guy steal my bike before. It's not fun. But honestly,
Pretty
though,
unavoidable.
he's pretty unavoidable. But at the same time, you can go inside the house.
You could.
He's just outside.
You're right. Go inside.
Go inside the house. Shredder.
All right.
All right.
You
So
know what though? We just shredded that guy because we said go in your house.
yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld is in his house, and this guy is always barging in.
He is always barging in.
Talk about unavoidable.
Unavoidable, and in more ways than one, because Kramer, he's animated with his body. So like even
What is he on?
like
You
if
know?
you have any peripheral vision, you're gonna see him on the other side of the room because he's moving around. He's got to be on something.
He's got to stay for a little
Yeah,
bit.
he's got to stay. I mean, he's all because he literally. I think out of all of these, he's the only guy that barges in.
Mhm.
He barges in.
Literally unavoidable.
Right. Like
Right.
exactly.
So,
What about the Barones here?
mm-hmm.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. It kind of goes back to what I said earlier too about their family, right? Like you
Yeah.
can't always pick your family.
Yeah.
I think and I think that plays a big role in being less unavoidable
True.
because they're just family.
Be a man. Talk to your family.
Yeah,
you
talk
know?
to your family about it.
Yeah.
See, we're here giving advice now.
That's right.
We're here giving advice.
So, yeah, just be a man. Tell your family, hey, back off a little bit.
Back off a little bit because you should be able to have that place because they're not just a neighbor; they're also in-laws. You've got that extra connections in that relationship.
Yeah, I think so.
So I would say not the most unavoidable. I'd say probably Shredder. What do you think?
Shredder.
Yeah. All right.
Shred him up.
All right. Well, you know what? I really like Urkel and Kramer kind of sticking in the forefront here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Let's talk Roger and Homer. So
Right.
let's talk about them together. I never thought I'd compare these two together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any similarities between the two of these guys? Are there any?
You know what? I'm going to say no.
I think you're right.
Oh,
I don't
man.
think there's any similarities. I'm glad we came to that conclusion together.
I think Homer is the most unavoidable father.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Right. And honestly, though, once again, we're giving advice here on the show.
Yeah.
We got advice for the sisters,
Mhm.
for that whole family.
Yeah.
Lock your doors.
Lock your doors.
Lock your windows.
Tell your parents.
Right. Tell your parents, right?
Yeah.
I think that makes sense because he's climbing up into a window. Lock your window.
That's right.
I think that's fine. I think Roger's got to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Easily fixed.
Yeah, easily fixed. Go home, Roger.
Simple as that. Well,
I try to compare the two, but look at these three. I mean, these are three very unavoidable neighbors. We have a solid final three here.
Mhm.
I really do think so. I mean, you got Kramer, for goodness sake, you got Urkel and Homer.
yeah, it doesn't get more unavoidable than that, really.
Right. Well, I think we know who the winner is.
We know the winner, guys.
Yeah, I think we know who the most unavoidable neighbor is.
Okay,
You ready?
you ready? Hayden, drum roll, please. Huh.
Oh well.
Well, yeah. I mean, SpongeBob SquarePants.
That actually makes complete sense. Why did we think of that?
I don't know. SpongeBob SquarePants, the most unavoidable neighbor of all time, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. I can't argue that at all.
Thank you, everyone, for watching the first edition of Camp Nostalgic Saturday morning.
Yeah. Can we talk about
All right. Yeah. I mean, we didn't want to really just do this, but
we got a band.
we got
We have a band.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
It's with our buddy Dustin Danger.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this group. And like I said, we don't want to sound like those guys or anything like that, but we kind of think we're pretty good.
It didn't turn out that bad.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, to close out the show, the official Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning House Band.
Stepmom Boat Party.
Hayden, roll it. Here we go. Are you ready, Dustin?
Well, yeah, I guess. What's this song about?
It's about Mama.
Mama gotta get off the floor before she hurt her knees. Mama pee her pants just about every time she sneezes. When Mama go to the store, she'd rather be alone. And Mama get in too many fights on the telephone. Mama, oh Mama, she means business. Mama, oh Mama, she's still kicking. Alright, boys. Mama gotta take her pills before she go to sleep. Mama play cards and nobody knows she cheat. When Mama come to your house, she break down the door. Mama such a straight till both of her lungs are sore. Mama, oh Mama, she means business. Mama, oh Mama. Mama, oh Mama, she means business. Mama, oh Mama, she's still kicking.
Thank you, everyone, for checking out Camp Nostalgic Saturday morning. If you enjoyed what you watched, swing by campnostalgic.org and check out our merchandise.